Welcome back to Theme Park Episode. Here we're going to talk about some tips and tricks for FanFest nights because FanFest nights runs for a few more weekends all the way through May 18th. So after having been to FanFest nights last weekend for opening weekend, I want to give some tips and tricks if you guys plan to go this weekend or in the next few weekends. So let's get started. So first off, this event runs from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. just like Halloween Horror Nights, and there's different types of tickets like the after 2 p.m. Day-night combo ticket. Yeah. After 2 p.m. Day Night Combo Express, the Express, all the Express options, the VIP tour, and then, of course, the early entry option as well. I highly suggest doing the early entry option here. It's $20, just like Halloween Horror Nights, and you get in at 5:30, and you enter in at 2 a.m. I suggest, again, doing early entry or the after 2 p.m. Day Night Combo because that includes early entry in that ticket. So if you haven't been to the park in a while, and you don't go often, and you want to ride some rides first, even though all of them are open, all the way until 2 a.m., you should go ahead and get that after 2 p.m. day night combo ticket so you can ride the rides from 2 to 6 or 2 to 5, and then go at 5:30, start the experiences. With the early entry, I suggest doing there's Jujutsu Kaisen, Star Trek, and Dungeons and Dragons open first. I suggest doing Star Trek first because it's on the upper lot, then go to Dungeons and Dragons after that. And then that way you're in prime position to go meet Yoshi at 7 p.m. If you plan to go meet the blue or pink or Yoshi, complete the egg hunt and do the Yoshi egg hunt and complete the meet the rare Yoshis. If that is on the top of your list, you definitely want to do the early entry because it will be quite long. It'll be quite a long line, at least an hour plus from like 7:30 onwards. And I know this because I did early entry, and the first thing I did at 7 p.m. was meet Yoshi. I did the other thing. I did Star Trek, then I did Dungeons and Dragons, and then we stood in front of Super Nintendo World. At 7 p.m. we went in, completed the egg hunt by 7:05, and at 7:10 we were in line to meet Yoshi. Yoshi came out at 7:15. I met the pink Yoshi, but when it came out about 7:30, because they let you in as a group and then you can't come out until the whole group is done. So at 7:30 when it came out, the extended queue was already open and there was quite a long line. It's at least 30 minutes at that point. So and it'll likely be 1 hour plus. So if that is something you want to do, then definitely get early entry. Um, because the line won't go down basically the whole night. And Super Nintendo World does close early. The rides close at 10, and the land and meeting all the Yoshi and stuff close at midnight. If meeting Yoshi is not your priority, then you probably don't need early entry because you can do everything between 7 p.m. and 2 a.m. quite easily. It's not too much to do. So if you want to do everything, and this is meeting the rare Yoshi, by the way, it's the pink or blue Yoshi. If you would want to meet green Yoshi, he comes out routinely. Again, I want to hang around Super Nintendo World though because it comes out like maybe every half hour or so, and then the line will fill up quickly and the line will close. So you want to be hanging around the front of the line so you can get in before they close it in like 0.5 seconds because there's such high demand, and then you'll go ahead and meet the Green Yoshi, then go ahead and leave. So highly recommend doing the same thing. Even if you don't get early entry, go to Star Trek first, Dungeons and Dragons next, and then the Super Nintendo World stuff because Dungeons and Dragons and Super Nintendo World are pretty much all the lower lot has to offer. Then there's the Dungeons and Dragons Tavern and nice little DJ, of course, the rides and attractions down there. But in terms of FanFest Night's exclusive stuff, it's just Super Nintendo World and Dungeons and Dragons. So just get that done um, first. But after Star Trek, because Star Trek is seems to be, at least opening weekend, a pretty low wait all the time. It's like never more than 5 to 15 minutes. So you can go ahead and knock that out. It's a pretty cool experience. And then you go down to the Dungeons and Dragons and Super Nintendo World and then get that done last. It's interesting though. Back to the Future, I spent hours down there, and a lot of people, not just me, we spent multiple hours. I feel like even if you're not a Back to the Future fan, you'll spend at least 1 hour there because the whole set is about 45 minutes. If you want to see all the, it's like they play out reenactments of the movie in front of you, um, different scenes from the movie, all leading up to the grand finale, and that's about 45 minutes. If you see the whole thing, you don't have to stay for the whole thing, but if you want to see the whole skit, it's 45 minutes, and there's the photo op with Einstein in the DeLorean. that she has quite a lengthy line, about 20 minutes there, and there's snacks and stuff. It's a whole lot. It's pretty much it's a really cool vibe down there. I mean, give yourself plenty of time to do that, and that's why I suggest doing Back to the Future last, the last thing of the night. Um, Maybe the very last thing, because it's kind of on your way out, is Jujutsu Kaisen. It's about a 12-minute show. Usually there's not too long of a line, but it's pretty low capacity, so the line could be a little bit long. So I might suggest doing that before Back to the Future, but you'll be coming up um from Super Nintendo World and stuff, and Back to the Future is right there. The Harry Potter shows though do run all night, and the Niffler and uh the the Alchemy Dragon, they run on at least till midnight or 1 a.m. So if you want to see those creatures, you might want to go to Jujutsu Kaisen, then see the creatures, then go ahead to Back to the Future. But certainly do the Super Nintendo World experiences plus Star Trek and Dungeons and Dragons before you do Back to the Future, because you'll be spending a lot of time down in Back to the Future, I bet you. So I did mention that the prices were the prices, the lines, wait times were pretty low the first weekend, and I'm looking at ticket sales for the next few weeks, and nothing's sold out yet. So I don't suggest Express, to be honest. I wouldn't buy your tickets with Express. I got everything done with early entry. I was able to get everything done by 10 p.m. I spent 3 hours to Back to the Future. So if I took away those 3 hours, 2 of those 3 hours, I could have been done by 10 p.m. It was a bit later. But that's because I spent so much time Back to the Future. So I highly suggest you go ahead and do not get Express, especially if you get early entry. You don't need it. Save the money. Use it on some food. They have some really cool themed food. Although for food, I do suggest not going to Sanji's Galley. Or if you do go to Sanji's Galley, which is the La Cocina area, don't get the braised ribs. Those weren't the greatest, in my opinion. And I know you're thinking, why did I get ribs from a taco place? But that's because I really originally wanted some tacos, but the restaurant switched their menu already. So I was like, oh, maybe some. I'll try the braised ribs, but it wasn't the greatest. So don't get that. Um, Three broomsticks is open. The other stuff looks great. So that's your call. But save the money on Express and get food and merch instead, because some of the merch is just absolutely fantastic. And lastly, yeah, make sure to do Harry Potter at night because they have the Hogwarts Always projection show, which should be sticking around after post the event. So if you don't go to FanFest nights, you'll be able to catch Hogwarts Always probably in the summertime. And of course, the creatures will be out all day. But really want to see the Hogwarts Always projection show, which has some cool pyro effects. There's multiple times there's fireworks in there, so definitely go check that out. And that's about it. So those are my quick tips and tricks for FanFest nights. Again, it's not the biggest. It's inaugural year, so it's not the biggest list of tips and tricks just yet. Like Horror Nights, hopefully FanFest nights will grow to a Horror Nights level event because it was fantastic. In fact, I'll link my video in this video in the right corner. My whole experience at FanFest nights. Check that out. I showcase all the experiences and I show you what we did. What I explain here, we can see it in video form of what we did. So make sure to go check that out. If you liked this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and we're so close to 6,000 subscribers, about 24 subscribers away as of the time of this recording. So make sure to subscribe, help me out, get over to 6,000. If you want to help support the channel, you can become a member for early access to videos and more perks, or leave a super thanks down below. Other than that, we'll be back to a regularly scheduled Universal Studios Hollywood update, construction updates next week. I'm going to go back this weekend and film some for next week because lots of progress has happened on the projects since the past, been almost 2 weeks now since I've been doing FanFest night stuff. So make sure to stay tuned, subscribe for that, and as always, have an epic day.